Okay? One of the greatest mistakes that students make in applying for scholarships or trying to find money for school is that they wait for people to find them.
Jordan Green-Ellis. Jordan Green-Ellis.
Mr. Jordan Green-Ellis.
Mr. Green-Ellis.
Jordan Green-Ellis.
I know you may not feel like it, but your feelings are temporary, and sometimes they may not be telling you the truth about who you are. In fact, most times they aren't telling you the truth about who you are. You may feel like you come from the wrong side of the tracks or the wrong neighborhood, or maybe the unlikely is okay. When I was in college, I couldn't afford books, but now I write books for college students. So scholarships and grants, I describe them to be like first cousins, okay? They're very, very similar, like siblings, but they have minor differences. The minor differences is basically the organization that gives the scholarship, okay? You usually don't get a grant for being athletic. That's usually scholarships, right? You can get a grant for the academic side or having a high GPA. I forget who said that, but scholarships also give scholarship organizations do also award funds for high GPAs or merit-based scholarships or academically based scholarships. I'll use those terms interchangeably, all right? So these are the two main ways that you pay for school so that it is a good investment, okay? Scholarship myth number one, you don't have to be super smart or talented. You don't have to play a sport. Some of y'all are on the STEP team. That's something that you could actually get a scholarship for, I'm almost sure of, but you don't have to be. All these things enhance your chances or the probability of you getting a scholarship, but it's not a necessity, okay? You can get a scholarship, listen closely, for almost anything. Literally, almost anything. I said scholarships, one more time.
Like tap dancing?
Literally, yes. But that would be considered a talent in most cases, right? I'll tell you this story. That I frequently tell. I send out scholarship lists to my students that I work with, and I send out a scholarship that I found one time that was called the Book Lover Scholarship. And the only requirement for people to apply was that you had to have a love for books. Now, it sounds crazy, right? Because how can you really prove that somebody has a love for books? But people give money away for things like that all the time. I'm left-handed. There are scholarships for left-handed people. Right? A scholarship or a grant organization has the ability to give money for whatever reason. And people are looking forward to doing it every single year. London, what you got?
So it's not government money?
So government funding is usually not considered to be a scholarship. That's a really good question. Okay? Government funding is usually in the form of a grant. Okay? So remember how I said scholarships and grants are like first cousins? But usually the determining factor is where the money comes from. The federal government doesn't give scholarships. They give grants. So scholarships and grants, again, are like first cousins. But where they come from usually determine why it's called a scholarship or a grant. London just mentioned federal or funding or government funding. Those are usually grants. Okay? Good question. Hit the next slide for me, London. All right. Somebody asked where to find the money. Now, I told you guys two different types of scholarships. In my book, I wrote about seven different types, but I'm sure that there are more, okay? So the first place that you'll find them, probably the most, I'll say common, are reputable scholarship websites. Now, the key word is reputable. When I say reputable, I mean scholarship websites that have a good reputation, because there are such thing as scholarship scams, okay? Here's a quick rule of thumb. If you're applying for a scholarship and they ask you for any personal information, anything different than what you may put on social media to sign up for like an account, it's probably a scam, okay? A social security number, tax information, financial information, other than anything that you put on your FAFSA to get your SAI, which we'll talk about, is probably a scam, and just don't do it. Don't worry, even if it sounds so convincing, because there are millions of dollars of scholarships that go unused every year. There's never going to be a shortage of scholarships, okay? Another place where you can get scholarships from is your home state. What state do we live in?
Maryland.
One more time. What state do we live in?
Maryland.
All right, so every state has an organization that governs their higher education. In Maryland, it's called the Maryland Higher Education Commission, okay? And they give millions of dollars in awards every single year. So we got two different types right there, two different places, scholarship websites and your home state, okay? Let's keep going. Your potential institution also has money for students like you, okay? They also have money for students like you. Sometimes it's for athletic. Sometimes it's for academic. Sometimes it's for a specific major, okay? Sometimes it's for academic. Sometimes it's athletic. Sometimes it's for a specific major, okay? So your department, if you're studying psychology or biology, they may have funds just for the psychology and biology students. Make sense? Yeah. All right, great. Your high school district, Baltimore City Public Schools, I think most of us go to Baltimore City Public Schools, they may also have funding opportunities for high school seniors that are going into college, okay? So that's another place that you can find it, all right? Your high school district, your school community, your local community, your neighborhood. There may be like a mom and pop or a corner store in your neighborhood, or you may be connected to a local mom and pop restaurant or family-owned business. They may have an initiative where they give funds, right? These are opportunities that you will have to find. Matter of fact, all of these are opportunities that you'll have to pursue, okay? One of the greatest mistakes that students make in applying for scholarships or trying to find money for school is that they wait for people to find them, okay? Don't wait for people to find you, okay? I'm not saying it's not going to happen. I'm saying that you decrease the likelihood of you getting the money, to pay for your school for free if you're going to wait for people. Don't wait for them, okay? Another one is your local politicians. Anybody into political science? U.S. history? Anybody know about their local politicians, their senators, their delegates, congressmen? Anybody ever heard of those terms? Senator, delegate, congressman? All of them give money for school, okay? All of them give money for school. But again, the key factor in this is that you have to go to them. Don't wait for them to come to you. My name is Jordan Green-Ellis, and I'm your debt-free degree coach, but who I am is not nearly as important as what I'm about to say. This is Kamaya Tynes, one of the students that I've recently worked with, who is a college freshman and on her way to a degree without debt. She actually goes to one of the most expensive schools in her state. It's over $60,000 a year, and she's getting paid to go to school. Why? Because she had the right information. The question isn't whether or not you can pay the bill. So I don't want you to worry, parents, because I know you're thinking about how that premium price is going to get paid, y'all. Your kid has got a dream school, and they got accepted into it, but you're wondering, man, what do I have to do to make sure that this bill is covered? Because I don't want my kid to ruin themselves financially. You and many others have this question, but you don't have the answer. The answer is in the information, y'all. You got to know how to get it done. Just like Kamaya and Antonio and Desiree and many other families that I've worked with just like yours, the how is in the information, y'all. So I want to encourage you to get the information. If you're wondering of how to foot the bill, if you're wondering if whether or not you're going to have to take drastic measures like my parents did, who actually took money from their retirement to put their baby boy through college, and it still wasn't enough. I still had to borrow over $30,000 of student loans. If you're wondering how to avoid all drastic situations, then I want to encourage you to look no further and come get the answers to your questions at my upcoming boot camp, y'all. I'm going to give you all the information that I give to my families one-on-one in one day. I've come up with a formula. I've come up with a curriculum to be able to give you so that you don't have to depend on anyone else. One of the greatest pitfalls that I see in college preparation is that families think that they have time. Families think that the money's just going to pop up. Families think that the school they're getting ready to send their kid to is going to help them pay for it. And the truth is, y'all, they're not going to help you. I want to encourage you to get to my upcoming boot camp this month. It is the Degree with No Debt College Boot Camp, and I promise you it'll be the best investment that you make this year. Why? Because you're going to get so much of a return on this investment. You're going to be like, I should have paid 20 times as much as I paid for it. There are two ways that you can join this boot camp. There's general admission, which is $50, and you'll be able to join this boot camp and get all the information that you need. And honestly, this would be good enough. But if you want to take it a step further, if you want to enhance your experience, I want to encourage you to join the VIP experience. The VIP experience comes with admission to the boot camp, as well as 2 of my books for free, as well as a scholarship list for free, as well as a private Q&A session for free. And the last bonus is absolutely crazy, but I'm going to do it anyway, y'all. You'll get a month free in my private community called Caps and Gowns University. And it's just basically like the boot camp on steroids, y'all. It's so much more information. It's a community of people that are learning and growing just like you on their way to a debt-free degree. So I want to encourage you to sign up so that you can get the right information. Yes, it's going to be a lot, but you'll have access to the replay for a limited time. You'll be able to have what you need, y'all. And if you have any other questions, please reach out to my team at cgu@jordangreenellis.com. I am signing out, y'all. But I'll see you at the boot camp.